Mr. President, I'm pleased and honored to participate in this crucial summit. It marks the culmination of the Millennium Development Goals, MDGs era, and the transition to the new period of Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. For the last 15 years, the MDGs have remained a focus of global policy debates and national policy planning in many developing countries, including my own. There is a large consensus that the MDGs have played an important part in securing substantial progress in fighting poverty. We all agree that a globally endorsed agenda to fight poverty should continue beyond 2015. In a world already undergoing dramatic shifts, including climate change and other serious environmental ills, there is widespread understanding that global environment objectives need a higher international emphasis and commitment alongside the poverty reduction objectives. The focus is now on building a sustainable world where environmental sustainability, social inclusion, and economic development are equally valued. Mr. President, Mauritius has, by and large, achieved the MDGs, especially in the areas of education, gender equality, and poverty reduction. We are, however, faced with some emerging concerns and priorities relating to the widening of the income gap, unemployment due to skills mismatch, demographic challenges, environmental and climate change issues that can impact upon the achievement of these goals and the new SDGs. Mr. President, Mauritius is comforted that the new Global Development Agenda, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, espouses its own Sustainable Development Agenda, which I initiated in my Vision 2030 Economic Mission Statement on 22nd August last at national level. This common agenda lays emphasis on poverty eradication and social inclusiveness as indispensable for sustainable development. It is dedicated to offering a life of dignity to all through the provision of nutritious food, safe drinking water, good sanitation, affordable and reliable energy, healthcare, housing, productive employment, and decent jobs, quality, education, conflict prevention, rule of law, and good governance. The agenda is people-centered and assures rights, justice, freedoms, and access to information. It promotes and supports sustainable oceans, forests, agriculture, land ecosystems, and the Earth's climate. Mr. President, I'm here today not only to endorse the new Global Development Agenda, but to affirm the strong political commitment of my country to its timely implementation. Mr. President, as climate-related concerns represent real threats to life on our planet, Mauritius looks forward to a binding agreement on climate change at the 21st session of the Conference of the Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, the COP21, in December this year in Paris. My government is fully committed to effectively monitor climate variability and change, as well as addressing the problems related to sea level rise in coastal regions. We particularly welcome the inclusion of a standalone goal on the oceans. It is a cause that we have championed in international negotiations. The conservation and sustainable use of the global ocean, including the high seas, is of great importance to the well-being of humanity. Mauritius plans to develop its ocean economy as one of the pillars of its sustainable development path. Given the vital role of oceans, reduction of water pollution, protection of marine ecosystem services, and biodiversity are imperative. As a small developing island, we believe that it is urgent for the global community to take into account the specific vulnerabilities and challenges of small islands, developing states, seas. We must address the supply side constraints of seeds to ensure their integration within the global trading system. We must also adopt a pragmatic approach with regard to the question of special treatment for financial access to climate funds and technical assistance for seeds, as well as in respect of trade. We firmly believe seeds should be granted special international recognition within the UN system. Mr. President, achieving a comprehensive post-2015 development agenda will above all require a comprehensive framework for its financing, among other means of implementation. It is clear that the current financing and investment patterns will not deliver on the goals. To achieve the SDGs, it is important to increase and rationalize overseas development assistance and financial flows, as well as mobilizing new and additional resources for developing countries and seeds amongst them from multiple sources. The Addis Ababa Action Agenda, adopted at the Financing for Development Summit, has laid the foundation for a strong support to the realization of the SDGs. Its inclusion in the means of implementation of the SDGs provides concrete deliverables that set the tone for the process. We particularly welcome the annual UN Economic and Social Council ECOSOC Forum on Financing for Development to review the financing for development outcome and the means of implementation of the post-2015 agenda. We also note with satisfaction the interagency task force convened by the UN Secretary General to report on progress on both the FFD and the SDGs. Mauritius very much values the setting up of the technology facilitation mechanism, which will identify technology needs and gaps and facilitate dissemination and transfer of technology relevant to the SDGs. This is crucial to my country as the next phase of our socio-economic development will be driven by technology and innovation. Mr. President, the achievement of SDGs will require close collaboration between governments, the private sector, and civil society. The contribution of international organizations and multinational companies with their worldwide reach, cutting-edge technologies, and massive capacity to reach large-scale solutions are essential for success. The SDGs will require an unprecedented mobilization of global knowledge operating across many sectors and regions. Mr. President, my government is fully committed to implement the Sustainable Development Agenda, and we urge the international community to accompany developing countries so that they can deliver. It is with great hope and expectations that Mauritius endorses the document. Thank you for your kind attention.